Hey guys, how's it going? I am WWE Hall of Famer Lita, welcoming you to General Admission Wrestling.
Shut it down. Get on my section, don't bother with lames. I'm watching these bunnies bounce. Shorty, you 10, the rubber band. Come on for the 100 pound. All of the talk, but don't run them out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to St. Paul, Minnesota and Winterfest. My apologies for the delay, but as we always say, it's worth the wait. We have, if I do my math right, 7 incredible matches coming at you tonight. And we will begin here with a trios match. The Las Vegas Connection first to come out. TJ Frost leading the Diaz brothers, Angelo and Marco. And it was supposed to be a trios match, but we only have 5 of the competitors actually announced. We don't know who the 6th member of Hollywood Takeover is, or who the 3rd member of Hollywood Takeover is, rather, which led TJ Frost and LVC to be pretty arrogant in accepting this match. But you look at this. Talk about confidence. Derek and Eric Cole driving a vehicle out here in Minnesota. I'd imagine that this is what they needed to drive to get into the arena, considering that there's about 2 feet of snow on the ground outside. Apparently these two are not so worried about the fact that they only have 2 members right now, but I've been assured that here comes number.
You gotta put me up there with the greatest, man.
Let the band play.
All-star, the superstar, Hall of Famer.
They say I'm showing out, they say I should be ashamed. I don't do it for the clout, bitch, I do it for the game. You can walk in any trap, and I bet they know my name. Frank Matthews of the South, put me in the Hall of Fame.
Oh my God, do they have a 3rd? This is Las Vegas Joe. A legendary underground, and not only underground, but Las Vegas Joe has gone mainstream. He's a fashion designer, he's a movie maker, he's a movie star. He has started underground promotions. He's a marketer. This guy has been absolutely everywhere, doing everything. And oh, by the way, he is pretty legendary when it comes to his in-ring accomplishments as well. And we should have known that Las Vegas Joe was going to come alongside the Cole brothers. It's always a party when LVJ's in town. But what are TJ Frost and the Diaz boys thinking right now? Here we go, opening up night 2, and immediately TJ Frost going after the referee. That's pretty much what we can expect from a man like TJ Frost. And Derek Cole, all business as Las Vegas Joe, the legendary Las Vegas Joe, just adding to our incredible roster of underground legends. We talk about a promotion that already has Lancelot, Santanico, Omega Woods, Derek Cole. Already we have this star power, and now Las Vegas Joe added to the mix. Here comes Eric. And now the Las Vegas Connection has to be questioning things. They really do, because it was hard enough to deal with the Cole brothers. But now you've got Las Vegas Joe in the mix, and these three have teamed together countless times across their illustrious careers. And the Las Vegas connection now goes from being arrogant, looking like they were not going to be beat tonight under any circumstance, to now being at a severe disadvantage, given the men that they have to fight in the ring with. Eric Cole looking back, TJ Frost in the corner in trouble. Cole might have been looking for a tag. Frost able to fight his way out, and now TJ Frost needs some support. Both of the Diaz brothers have fought alongside and against Las Vegas Joe. So TJ will need some kind of support here, and a double underhook DDT opens up a little bit of space for the first time for the Las Vegas connection. The group that Derek Cole brought in, now Frost, backflip over the top, snap, German. And we saw him do that very same thing. The Las Vegas connection have been ruthlessly attacking Hollywood Takeover for the last number of weeks, but the Cole brothers stayed the course, and now we know why. Reinforcements in the form of Las Vegas Joe were coming. Now Cole looking to go for a huge running knee. Diaz out of the way. Now Marco Diaz using his striking ability. He's turned aside by Cole. Now Cole, we've seen him do this before. Eric Cole into the corner, tag in. Here comes Derek. And that first time that Las Vegas Joe gets in the match, the fans are going to go nuts, and the Las Vegas connection could be in serious trouble. Look at this, Derek Cole just tossing Marco Diaz over the top. The Las Vegas connection, by the way, when it began in the underground, was so named for Las Vegas Joe. This is a man who has his fingers in every part of the pie across the underground. He has been everywhere. I said that he's been a champion. He's been one of the best competitors the underground has. But on top of that, he's started underground promotions. He's marketed underground promotions. And now here he comes. Derek Cole tags in, and Las Vegas Joe will get his moment alone in the ring as Marco Diaz recovers on the outside. LVJ going to invite him in, and here comes Diaz. Las Vegas Joe trying to jump right on top of him. Diaz got the first shot, and he's turned aside quickly. Now Joe gets him up onto the shoulders, and Las Vegas Joe, his first GAW action is a big right hook. Diaz immediately needs out, tag in. Here comes Angelo, legal in the match for the first time, and he walks straight into Las Vegas Joe. Now the thing about Joe, he is an underground wrestler in every sense of the word. Tremendously versatile and unpredictable. And now up top he goes. Angelo to his feet, and Las Vegas Joe saw the potential for TJ Frost to get involved. And now Joe just going to go into the striking prowess. As I said, this is a man who bleeds underground wrestling. And it certainly shows. And by the way, I didn't mention it, he is both Derek and Eric's uncle. That's right, as if they needed more connections. Their uncle is a cold cut from Derek Cole, and immediately Angelo Diaz taken off his feet. Look at that. Hollywood Takeover. Hollywood Takeover with the help of Las Vegas Joe. And by the way, TJ Frost apparently wanted nothing to do with that. Frost is incensed as the Las Vegas connection, it seemed like they had the world at their feet, and now they've suffered embarrassing defeat at the hands of Hollywood Takeover, and Las Vegas Joe has come to GAW. Well, night two's already started off with a huge bang. We just go from strength to strength. The first title match of the night, the first of many title matches we will see tonight. Will Ospreay and Marty Scurll, 2 championships on the line. Marty Scurll, a master of mind games and a master, by the way, of cheating to win matches. That much I have to say very clearly. There are 2 titles on the line tonight, and there are, but Will Ospreay has become very adept at doing this. He has only the What Culture Pro Wrestling belt around his waist. That is the one that he took from Marty Scurll. Scurll basically used it as collateral to buy himself into a 3-way match between Ospreay and Davey Richards, which was originally for the Major League Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Ospreay won that title, defended it against Richards in a ladder match, and now defends them both against Marty Scurll. Ospreay has become so good, not at necessarily getting into people's minds, but more so, he's become so good at just kind of cutting you deep. I mean, Marty Scurll, he deserves to have any mind game played against him that he can, but Ospreay, he's really developed the ability just to have that edge. I mean, I'm struggling to describe, but he just has that little bit of edge that he hasn't had in the past, and he's truly become an all-around wrestler. I mean, in every sense of the word. For those of us that watched Will Ospreay when he was coming up, he was this otherworldly athlete, just an unbelievable athletic specimen. And he can do all these things that we've never seen before. But over the last couple of years, since switching his attention to general admission wrestling, what we've seen is Ospreay transform himself into this incredibly well-rounded wrestler. He's a great striker. He's gained weight. He's varied his game more. He's added this edge. I mean, everything that you've wanted Will Ospreay to do to become the best wrestler in the world, he has done. And now all he's missing truly is a GAW World Championship. Scurll goes in for the DDT. Should he win that title, Will Ospreay would become only the 2nd man ever to hold the GAW Golden Ring. That's winning every single championship in general admission wrestling. Now Scurll, look at this. Package, no, into the powerbomb, and Ospreay got him with the Frankensteiner. Scurll, nice transition to get him into the powerbomb position, but Will Ospreay even quicker out of it. Now Ospreay has him on the ropes. Irish Whip reverse, Ospreay, handspring, Os cutter. Ospreay, first salvo, hooks the leg, no! And you figured it might need more than that, but Ospreay's well on his way. Now Scurll out of the way as Ospreay might have been thinking for the Chaos Project. Marty Scurll. Scurll trying to slow things down here. You do not want to run tempo against Will Ospreay. Very good call from Marty Scurll, who possesses an incredibly dangerous submission of his own. But here is this, Scurll with the butterfly suplex. We've seen him beat men with that before because of the torque he puts on it. But Ospreay survives it this time. The fans already loving what they're seeing. But Scurll knows that he's got to do more against Ospreay. He's going for it here. Ospreay sent him over the top. Outside for the first time, there's danger to be found out there, especially against a man like Marty Scurll. But Ospreay, How often have we seen him do that? It was outside the ring. Marty Scurll with the knee strike. It popped Ospreay right in the jaw, but Will Ospreay right back to his feet. He's right back in the fight. 3. Now Ospreay sending Scurll in straight into the apron and pulls him back with the Russian leg sweep. And that's exactly what I was talking about. You look at the things that Will Ospreay has added to his game. Oh! He is ruthless on top of everything, as he should be with someone like Marty Scurll. Ospreay has become so well-rounded in his time. Now Scurll tried to toss him into the stairs. Ospreay, again, a tremendous athlete, able to sidestep it. And now Ospreay enters the ring. Very smart. He put the referee in between himself and Scurll, which allowed him to get that drop Os-cutter attempt countered by Scurll. Ospreay fights out of a seated position. Ospreay was trying to go a long way for that Os-cutter. Now, Ospreay, Liger bomb. Ospreay has just taken a step up in pace. Marty Scurll was not ready for it. And now Ospreay, again thinking Chaos Project. Marty Scurll able to sneak out from underneath him, and now Scurll sends him over the top. Right hand caught. Ospreay counters. Ospreay gonna take to the skies. Lariat ducked. Scurll dropped the arm and now takes him down. In transitions, Fujiwara armbar. Scurll pulling it back. Ospreay able to free himself, but not for long. Scurll again attacking the left arm. Ospreay fights off his back. Marty Scurll was thinking long-term with that. Now Ospreay, boots got caught by Scurll, and a knee strike. Backs Ospreay up. Now Scurll again. Double underhook. Butterfly suplex. Marty Scurll again with the legs. Scurll, no! Marty Scurll cannot believe it. The St. Paul fans going nuts for these two Englishmen as they battle it out. And now Scurll. Scurll again. He's got the package. Powerbomb. No! Again! Ospreay! Just too quick. Frankensteiner. And now Ospreay. Ospreay again thinking ropes. Ospreay. Irish whip. Ospreay. Handspring. Cutter. Marty Scurll fell for it again. Will Ospreay has the leg. No! Ospreay's got to keep going. Ospreay, he will know. Scurll again escapes from the Chaos Project. And now Scurll might have been trying to go low on that one. Now Scurll has him. Scurll took him down. It's the chicken wing. Marty Scurll, the cross-face chicken wing. He's got him in. Scurll is absolutely jamming it. Ospreay freed himself. I don't know how he did it. Will Ospreay freed himself from the chicken wing. Scurll, no! Marty Scurll, he can't believe what's going on. Will Ospreay has somehow survived again. And now Scurll, no! Ospreay came down. Ospreay! Double underhooks, he's got him up. Will Ospreay! Stormbreaker! Will Ospreay has won the stalemate and won the match. Will Ospreay retains both championships. But right now, it's the WCPW title that matters. And shockingly, Marty Scurll unable to pull any of his devious tricks. Will Ospreay survives a war. Absolutely unbelievable. What a match. And Will Ospreay, for the second time, has stunned the entire world with a match for the ages. He did it with Davey Richards, one of the greatest ladder matches in the history of general admission wrestling. And now, Marty Scurll on the wrong end of a Will Ospreay victory. Joined now by William Regal. William, thank you very much for joining. Your man Drew McIntyre will be in action in prime time tonight in a cage match. I don't suppose there's any point in asking if you're nervous. There certainly is a point. Please ask. Are you nervous? I do understand the dangers that Walter presents. And as good as Mr. McIntyre is, even on his best night, things can most certainly happen. And believe me, I would not say that about almost anyone. Walter is special. But Drew McIntyre, the true king of Europe, is once in a lifetime. I can promise you that no one will fight harder in a steel cage because Drew McIntyre was born and bred for this moment. This is what he has trained for, what he wishes for when he wakes up in the morning, and what he dreams for at night. Some men use championships for glory. Some use them for money. Some use them for influence. But it takes a special kind of man to wish for a championship simply to dominate his competition. Take the glittery title belt away, and you're still left with a man who yearns to test himself against the very best this sport has to offer. William, I do have to point out that McIntyre got help from you and the Black and Gold to beat Walter the last time, which seems to counter all of your arguments about him as a wrestler. So how do you square those two things? I will forgive your intrusion into my business on this one occasion. That match was not about Drew McIntyre. It was about Walter. He is ready to be broken. He defeated Drew McIntyre months ago with his own merit. He believed that Drew needed help to beat him the second time. He will walk into that cage tonight overconfident, believing that he is truly the better wrestler. This is the one final lesson for Mr. McIntyre to learn. Defeating a man in a match will keep him at bay for a short period of time. Breaking a man mentally and physically will keep him at bay forever. Walter's time is nearly upon him. To look forward to in primetime, Drew McIntyre and Walter in a steel cage for the WXW Unified Championship. But first, Claudio Castagnoli gets his long-awaited championship match against Matt Riddle, a match that he had earned originally when Chris Sabin was the champion. Those two went to war, and Castagnoli very nearly won the Intercontinental Championship at that time. It was the Black and Gold that intervened. Well, now Castagnoli dealing with a whole different group in the House of Black and its dangerous new champion. Talk about the journey that Matt Riddle has been on over the last couple years. This is a man who had, he was calling himself the king of bros. He's a California boy. We got so used to seeing that part of him. The flip-flops and everything else. But he is a trained UFC fighter. And it was when he decided to turn his back on Keith Lee, split up the Limitless Legion, and then was picked up by Aleister Black, that he truly turned the corner. And now Riddle has become one of the most dangerous men in this sport. Matt Riddle is very truly capable of unreal levels of destruction. We've seen him do it. Most recently, he took on Timothy Thatcher at the beginning of December. And Thatcher, a stretcher, that's the best way I can describe him, but he was blasted by Matt Riddle. Riddle has proven how dangerous he is. Now, Claudio Castagnoli will get his shot in our second title match of the evening. This would be Riddle's third defense of the Intercontinental Championship if it is successful. The previous champion, Chris Sabin, notched 4 in 204 days. Although Sabin, of course, had to deal with an injury coming off of his Nitro win against Moose, which prevented him from defending the championship for 3 months after winning it. Now Riddle with a sit-out powerbomb, only a 1 count. Castagnoli forced his way out. Coming up next, we will see Max Ultimate in action as he takes on Oliver Parker. We will also see Igris and Yunson Park lock up in a #1 contenders match. We know now that Eddie Hernandez is the Intercontinental Champion, or rather the Apex Champion. So all kinds of stories to discuss there with Igris and Yunson Park. Castagnoli, we know how strong he is. He was the last defense for Chris Sabin before Sabin lost the title to Matt Riddle, and Castagnoli tried to fly with a high cross. Riddle able to sidestep him, great agility, but Castagnoli right back into the attack. Riddle throws the brakes on into the corner and able to aim a sharp elbow into Castagnoli's jaw. Now Riddle once again with the Liger bomb. Not a lot of strikes here from Matt Riddle, a little surprising, but I can see where he's coming from. This has got to be a game plan from Aleister Black, telling Riddle, hey look, Castagnoli is strong, he's a great defender, so you're not going to be able to land a bunch of strikes against him. Riddle's going for more devastating moves, and so far it's working. Riddle trying to make it 2 for 2 for the House of Black here at Winterfest. Of course, it was Bobby Lashley and Shinsuke Nakamura that defeated the Usos in a tremendous tag team match on night 1. Now Riddle with the exploder into the corner. Lashley and Nakamura showed incredible resilience, strength, communication, everything that we come to expect from the House of Black. Now Matt Riddle trying to showcase all those same qualities. There he goes, trying to come down with a single axe, chop to the top of the head. Castagnoli saw it coming somehow. Riddle, nice shot from his back. That's an upward kick again, something he learned competing in the UFC. Now Castagnoli just grinding him down. Castagnoli, double underhook into the powerbomb. And this is the thing about Castagnoli. It's not just that he's so strong, it's the fact that he can hit you with anything from anywhere because of his strength. That's what makes him so difficult to deal with. Now Castagnoli laying it in. Look at these uppercuts. Castagnoli, maybe one more here for the Swissman, and he does. Big uppercut. Oh, maybe another one. Maybe he's not done. Yes, there it is. Castagnoli, and maybe there's one more. There's the drop kick. Riddle on the wrong end, but now Castagnoli forced away as he might have been looking for a big swing there. He tried to pick the legs up. Now Matt Riddle picks him up, and Riddle go to sleep. Castagnoli still on his feet. There's the German. High angle. Matt Riddle just blitzed him with that GTS German, only a 2 count. Still more in the tank for Riddle, as we know. And now Riddle, Castagnoli's up on the ropes. He's down. Riddle, we know what's going to happen here. Mad Riddle absolutely sparks Claudio Castagnoli with the knee strike. Riddle hooks the leg. Good night, Claudio. Mad Riddle retains the Intercontinental Championship. Credit to Claudio Castagnoli, but just like so many, he falls short, courtesy of a Matt Riddle knee right to the face. A tremendous performance from Riddle, and the House of Black very quietly has amassed the best season of any group across general admission wrestling. I feel very confident in saying that. For as great as the Black and Gold have been, the House of Black hold 2 titles, and it doesn't seem as though either of them will be relinquishing them anytime soon. Matt Riddle holds on to the white belt. Yo, nephews, I appreciate you holding down the fort. You the real truth Evolution needs to hear. But you know what's funny, bro? It was Marco Diaz who asked me to come to GAW. He told me, fam, we got something special in GAW, bro, but I didn't know at the time that he meant that he about to go straight up hoe mode. Because that's what he did, don't get it twisted. That man dropped his whole code for a little bit of scratch. I've seen it before, but my man, how am I going to explain this to my godnephew that his dad a rat and a hoe? I guess I got time to figure it out, because it don't end here, my brother. You thought you had the numbers advantage or whatever because it was just 2 cold boys, but the math looked different now, huh? Those 2 GQ background model looking motherfuckers are first. So generic they don't even have names, but they got the nerve to step up to some superstars. Well, you stepped to the wrong dudes. You not on the level, and you about to get smoked. Pretty bad deal. All jokes on Twitter, but I ain't seen you around. Angelo Diaz, take a second to get off that juice, put on that onesie you think still fits you, and step out in the ring. Marco, get your head out from the hole your girl lives in and look Derek Cole in the eye before he kicks your head back to the cheap Puerto Rican strip joint your daddy runs. And TJ Frost. I don't even know what's more embarrassing about you. Is it the neck tattoo some fool named Jesse gave you in county jail? Or maybe it's the wrestling moves you took from the shock trooper and thought no one would notice. Little man, I've been in real prison. I've been in with dudes doing life. They kill fools soon as look at them. I've been in cells with shock collars. I've watched dudes die in front of me because of their paperwork. You the kind of rat that would get men killed to get 6 months off your sentence, even though you already done sold out your whole crew. So we can cut to the chase and you can get out. So we can deal with this issue in the family, but you won't. You ain't made enough scratch yet. I know how dudes like you think. I will give you 50 thou if you step to me. No one else, just me and you, pussy. It ain't nothing to me, but I know you'd sell your family for a new paint job on that cheap-ass Honda that you think looks like a Phantom. It's levels to this. It's levels to being a real star. You gave up on the one you had. Now you got no choice but to get on your knees and beg forgiveness from the 3 you got. Pointed this out before behind Max Ultimate. It says stun the world, and that is what he has done this whole season, and that's what started this whole beef with him and Oliver Parker. Remember, it was Parker who was meant to be the one coming out of a #1 Contenders Battle Royal that Max Ultimate ended up winning. He fought Kurt Andrews for the Apex Championship, came up short on that occasion, but Parker found him again.
Rest
been missing for most of Season 3 up to this point, and now having to take on Max Ultimate. It seemed that Parker, as I said, was destined to be the one to take on Kurt Andrews for the Apex Championship. Now he's come back to find Ultimate. And it seems as though Parker will not wake up for any match that won't be on this level. Oliver Parker is not the sort of guy that messes around. He does not step into the ring lightly. But has he underestimated Max Ultimate here? A lot of people have over the last season and a half since Ultimate came to GAW. Now Ultimate starts off with a sling blade, rolls through, big drop kick, and Max Ultimate off to a fast start against Oliver Parker. It's been almost a year since Parker took on Andrew Wesley at Nitro 11. A Falls Count Anywhere match that was about as spectacularly violent as we've ever seen. Oliver Parker got involved in the Tag Team Championships. He's the reason the Wing Collectors are no longer Tag Team Champions. Well, now we'll see the Wing Collectors coming up on night 3 when they face down the Demon Wolves. But of course the question here is, did he underestimate Max Ultimate? Ultimate able to fend off the shoulder tackle, and there's more strikes incoming from Oliver Parker. Parker went 5-1 in Season 2. He has yet to have an official match here in Season 3. This will be his first, at least his first singles match. He was in the Rumble on the Beach. He was in the #1 Contenders Battle Royal. Failed to win either of those matchups, despite being as dangerous as he is. Now, as I say, come back against Max Ultimate, the man who cost him that #1 Contenders Battle Royal and a chance to fight for the Apex Championship. Although, to be very honest, I'm not sure if Oliver Parker is the Apex Championship sort of guy. I don't know if that's what he aims to do. I mean, maybe it is, and Parker, it's not as though he hasn't won titles in his career. Maybe the most successful foreigner in the history of Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling, a former Open the Brave Gate champion. So this is a man who knows how to win. And he knows how to fight for championships. He knows how to win gold. It seems that this match is more about an interpersonal rivalry than it is about anything else. Max Ultimate treating it as such. Already, Evolution has made some massive waves here at Winterfest. It was Jackal who won the Challenger briefcase, became the first member of Evolution ever to win that championship. Or to win that briefcase, rather, and he said afterwards immediately that he was going to bring that to Nitro. So it seems as though we have ourselves a Nitro match. Jackal will be there to fight for the Apex Championship. That's if you believe it. That's if you take it at face value. You probably shouldn't. But Evolution has made waves already. Now these two just brawling on the outside, and Oliver Parker going after Max Ultimate's fingers, trying to inflict maximum pain. We've seen it before. Parker into the corner, calling Ultimate back into the ring. Now Max Ultimate gonna make him pay for it. Parker basically gave him a free shot with that right, but Parker, smart as a fox, fights off the ground. He seemed to know what he was doing. Now Parker bringing Ultimate into the opposite corner, slams him head first. You can see the bleeding already on Ultimate. Parker running in. Huge forearm, Parker springboards. Oh my God! Oliver Parker just buried Max Ultimate. Oliver Parker, I've never seen him do that before. But Parker's walking out of here with a win. You gotta love the heart of Max Ultimate. But in this occasion, Oliver Parker just too good at these shows. Even though he hasn't had many matches, he is ready to go. Still one of the most dangerous men in Evolution. Let's hear now from the world champion, Adam Cole. I'm honestly looking forward to sharing the ring with Johnny Gargano. He's a great competitor and a tremendous wrestler. We've torn down the house before, and I just know that we'll do it again. Did I do it? Did I sound like him? See, I'm not a nerd who believes in doing this for the good of the sport or whatever nonsense, but I do know that I need to fight Johnny Gargano. See, there's a bunch of people out there who don't believe in the black and gold. They somehow thought that we were messing around or this is just some vanity project. But when I massacre Johnny Gargano in that ring, we'll have a wave of people trying to get in. I can guarantee that. Everyone is going to want to be alongside the black and gold. Everyone will want our help. Everyone will be begging to wear our colors because we are winners. That's the way we live. And most people can't be winners unless they have a guide beacon to follow. Johnny, you had a chance at first to jump on the train, but it's too late for that. Support the black and gold, baby. Well, we know from earlier on that Eddie Hernandez is the new Apex champion, which gives a whole other layer to this match. Already, Igris and Yunsan Park have been locked in a brutal feud for the last number of weeks. But now, the winner gets a chance to fight Eddie Hernandez, and for Park, it means that he is one win away from facing down his best friend for the Apex Championship. And so close to Nitro, who knows what could happen?
It's been 6 years since I've had my fix, and now I'm fixed on you. Despite your trembling body, I can tell you want it too. I'm every man you've ever dreamed of, all your fantasies combined. You can tell I'm the best for the blood on your dress. Nobody's good.
Igris' history with Eddie Hernandez is well documented, of course. Igris had his first pro match against Eddie Hernandez back in season 2, and they've had run-ins over the last almost 2 years now following that. But Igris has gone from the starry-eyed young rookie who took on the face of the GAW Academy all those months ago to now the leader of Reaper District 7, one of the most dangerous men in Evolution. And to do that all at just 21 years old, truly unbelievable. It'd be easy to forget. Igris is so young, he's so new to this sport. So going up against a veteran here, Yunsan Park will look to exploit Igris' inexperience, and Park starts things off quickly. These two went to a 10-minute time limit draw in their last bout, which leads them here. No time limit. The winner will move on to face Eddie Hernandez for the Apex Championship. And Yunsan Park, this is a good start for the veteran. Obviously, he and Eddie have tons of history. They began as bitter rivals. They tried to kill each other inside a ring in Atlanta. One of the most brutal matches that we have seen in General Admission Wrestling in recent memory involved those two, but after so long fighting, they finally found out that they were actually on the same page the whole time. They wanted the same things, and the two went from the bitterest of rivals to the best of friends. And they've been together. They've helped the GAW Academy grow and blossom into Evolution, a promotion that is now main evented Nitro. It's brought in so many fans here to General Admission Wrestling. We appreciate you all for being here. A promotion that in very large part has started our journey to becoming one of the biggest promotions on earth, and we're going to see it starting next season, as we announced on night one with the World Cup presented by General Admission Wrestling. It's coming at you next season. Yun-Sung Park and Eddie Hernandez together have become such a huge part of that. But now, we're 3 seconds away from seeing Park and Eddie Hernandez fight for the Apex Championship. Unbelievable. Igris, go to sleep. Park staying on his feet, and Igris catches him with the German. This is exactly what we've talked about from the beginning with Igris. He is a student of the game. He was watching Matt Riddle earlier on do that to Claudio Castagnoli, and Igris co-ops it and gets only a 2 count from it. But this is what he's been doing his whole career. He watches, he learns, he mimics. He's a thief in the best possible way. But now Yun-Sung Park, this you cannot mimic. Park has made this famous. Yun-Sung Park through the ropes, DDT! Yun-Sung Park. That has become iconic. Park jumping through the ropes. He did it to help him defeat Pac and win the Cruiserweight Championship in the biggest upset in the history of General Admission Wrestling. And now Park, using that very same strategy against Igris, who was just 18 years old when Yun-Sung Park defeated Pac. Igris was just getting into the Reaper Camp, the Underground's most famous training facility. And there's no doubt that he and the other members of Reaper District 7 watched Yun-Sung Park win the Cruiserweight Championship and make history. And now these two brutal fights, and Igris again sends Park into the steel steps. Igris watching Park on the outside as Park back into the ring. Igris jumps right on top of him and gets him up onto the shoulders. Igris is taking control of this contest. #1 contendership on the line. Igris changing levels, going down low. 2 shots to the body. The fans making their displeasure known as Igris again go to sleep, and another German. Even higher angle on that one, and Igris again rolls him over into the cover. It's only a 1 count. You need more to bring down a man with Yun-Sung Park's toughness. And Igris, he might just have what it takes. Igris over the top of the Iron Throne. Igris, dead jump over Park, hooks the leg, no! Park immediately hooks the rope with his right arm. A veteran move, savvy, intelligent. Yun-Sung Park, standing switch as Igris might have been thinking Reaper's embrace as he went for the back, but Park quick enough to work his way out of it. Now Park, big time face buster. Yun-Sung Park, and he pitched him forward into the ropes. Igris, kick out at 2. Park, a former MMA practitioner, and he's using it to his advantage. He went for some ground and pound. Igris was unable to get the guard up, and now Park again, he's taken down Igris with a trip. And Igris telling the fans, hey, calm down. Stay out of it. I don't think they're going to. The Minneapolis fans have been fantastic throughout Winterfest, and they will continue to be again. Igris for a 3rd time. And now he follows it up with a powerbomb. Igris rolls him through. What a knee strike. But Park somehow fights out of it. Now Park is back on top again. Veteran savvy, but Igris picked it up. Did the very same thing Park just did, and now Igris looking for a Kamagoye. It's caught by Park, and now Park levels it with the right. Again, the student of the game is Igris. Park with a huge enziguri. Looking like Arn Anderson out there, but Park going for more. Remember that Hurricane, the spinning back fist, one of the most dangerous weapons that Yun-Sung Park possesses. The snap brain buster has Igris down again, and it's only a 1 count. And Park allowing himself to be taken aback for only a moment. You saw Park, high-low flow to the back of Igris. I don't know if he even got all of it. Igris was in the middle of standing up. No! Park did not make flush contact like he'd want to, but now Park going up top. Park, miracle from LA. Igris is out of the way. Igris saw it coming. Now Park, Irish whip into the corner, and Park once again. Yun-Son Park sends him out. He's lined him up. Park, pinpoint accuracy through the ropes. DDT. Yun-Son Park is taking control. Even if the miracle from LA didn't land, Igris survives the high-low flow somehow. I don't think it was great connection from Park, but like a veteran, instead of letting himself get caught up on that, Park is changing his attack pattern. Now Igris pulls him in, and on the outside, Igris power bomb. You only need one attack like that to get back in the match. Igris does, and now Park just trying to shake off the cobwebs. Igris baiting him back into the ring. Here comes Park. Lock up. Igris is the first to break, gets him on his shoulder, and Igris stun sends Park reeling. Igris is taking control. Power bomb on the outside. Igris has the back. Igris has him up. Igris, Reaper's embrace. High stack. Igris is the #1 contender. What a match. What a performance. But Igris, you gotta give him credit because Yun-Son Park displayed every bit of the veteran savvy that he has become so known for. Park is as good as they come. Igris, though, you see the growth in Igris as a person, as a wrestler. This is what he's done. He's gone from a student of the game. He's quickly mastering the game. Igris is the new #1 contender. Eddie Hernandez awaits. For a long time, we got used to Ember Moon coming out with the U.S. title around her waist. That all ended back on December 2nd when Sonya Deville beat her for the championship and stopped Moon one defense short of tying the all-time record. But we now know that Deville used what we believe to be a loaded glove to win that match. So Ember Moon has come back to challenge Deville, as she should. But Sonya Deville, even though she was unable to weasel out of competing in this match entirely, she was able to make this match an MMA Rules match, the first one that we've seen since September of 2020, when Ronda Rousey held the U.S. title. Rousey fought Casey Catanzaro for the championship in an MMA Rules match the last time we saw it. So to refresh you on the rules, it is a steel cage, 3 5-minute rounds, submission or knockout only. Knockouts will be judged by a ringside referee. No escape, no pinfall. If it goes to a draw, the champion retains. And that's what we saw with Catanzaro and Rousey, and it was actually at Winterfest. that we saw this last time. The steel cage comes down for the first of two. Sonya Deville is going to have the advantage in this matchup for several reasons, but most prominently, and we saw this in the Rousey-Catanzaro MMA Rules match a couple years ago, that these MMA fighters, they just know how to structure this kind of match. They know how they need to approach this. Ember Moon has fought her entire career knowing that she might have to go 15, 20, 30 minutes at a time, no stoppages. And of course, her opponent knew that too, so there's a certain way that you approach it. You don't want to go too fast. When you have this sort of format, it really changes your mentality. You think about, when do I want to ramp up the tension? When do I want to try something here? And Ember Moon, she's a quick learner, quick study, and she's trying it here as Moon, almost like a Muda lock on the US champion. Deville able to free herself there. But Deville's very used to fighting this particular style and trying to structure this, knowing that you only have 15 minutes. Because that's a part of it too. We've seen plenty of matches at Winterfest that have gone longer than 15 minutes. And I imagine we'll see even more. So, this is going to have to stay compressed for Moon and Deville is just much more used to fighting under these sorts of strict time parameters. Moon going for a knife edge chop. Deville turns it aside. Now Deville playing defense, and very expertly done on Ember Moon as we have the opening salvo of this match, first round. And Moon will stay away. Moon goes in for the trip. Nice takedown on Deville. And now Moon maybe looking for the falling skies. Deville able to roll off her back. Beautifully done. Deville backs her up with a roundhouse. Irish whip. Boom! Just went flying. Deville using the cage to her advantage yet again. Another vestige of her MMA career. Not that you can throw people into the cage in mixed martial arts, but you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be able to use it. And Ember Moon most certainly is. She's comfortable being in an enclosed space like this. Moon on the wrong end of a Deville splash. How do you chain these things together? How do you try for this structure? Ember Moon, her strategy, she's trying for a lot of submissions here. This one a bow and arrow on the US champion. Deville frees herself. Ember Moon able to get her off the chest, and that's important. Deville was in a top mount. Moon was in a half guard position. Now Moon firing back, big strikes, left hook on her. Moon takes her down, and now Moon, she's in a position again to maybe go for another submission. She's tried several of them already. 2 minutes to go in this first round. Moon approaching, big strikes. Moon, big time right. Ground Sonya Deville. Now Moon uses the cage to her advantage, but Deville, I think, caught Moon with the kick on her way down. So Sonya Deville, even in midair, able to do some things. Now Moon backs her up again. This is a great start for Ember Moon. You gotta love what you're seeing here. Again, any knockout will be at the ringside referee's discretion. You can see him looking onto the bottom of your screen. Moonsault from Moon. Deville got the knees up. So the referee will be looking on to see anything that might happen here. Now Deville going down goes Ember Moon as Deville grounded her with a big lariat. And now Deville rolls her in with 1 minute left in the first round. Sonya Deville got her in the triangle choke. Sonya Deville, Ember Moon, she's got to try something here. She's got to break the legs. She's got to free her arm. She does. Ember Moon survives the first real test from Sonya Deville, and now Moon takes her down. Moon flies through with the drop kick, and now Ember Moon, that was spectacular. 30 seconds left in round one. Ember Moon's got to make a choice. Does she try to extend herself? She did try with that lariat, and Deville able to stop her. Now Deville, oh my God, Deville just going right after the body. Moon almost caved in from those strikes and got taken down. And now Deville again. Now Deville has to make a decision. She'll go for the armbar with 10 seconds left. Deville wrenching it. 5. Ember Moon just has to survive. 2 more. 1 second. And that's the first round. Ember Moon just barely survives. Sonya Deville very nearly had this match wrapped up in round 1 with the armbar. Short break and the second round begins. Second of 3 should we need them, and Ember Moon is going to have to find a way to come back after Sonya Deville very nearly ended this match at the end of that first round. Moon trying to go for a springboard. Deville able to stop her in her tracks, but now Moon caught her on the back end with a double under with a butterfly suplex. Referee's got to be vigilant here. Remember, the standards for a knockout. Can you defend yourself? Are you unconscious? Those are the 2 things that he's going to be looking for. And as for Sonya Deville, we've seen that right hand, the loaded glove. It's what won her the U.S. Championship, and now it would, for all intents and purposes, be legal. Now Moon, once again, it's this modified Moon lock, and she has the left arm of Deville in as well. Moon got her grip broken, and Deville took an unprotected shot to the head of Moon. Moon has come back very well after a disappointing end of the first round. She was able to survive the dangerous Sonya Deville triangle choke, but now Deville takes her down. Moon had 30 seconds left, almost overextended herself, found herself caught in an armbar, and it nearly ended her night. She survived the second round. She's got to try something else. She will. Here comes the springboard, and Deville ducked underneath the springboard splash attempt. Now Deville takes her down, and Deville getting into, I think, an advantageous position, or that was mostly just a hey, remember me, I'm still here. Deville gonna fly with a big splash. And Moon, you can see immediately doing like a sit-up just to show the refs she's still in it, but now Deville armbar again. The very same one that almost ended Moon in the first round. Moon able to perch up. Deville did not get that fully before Ember Moon was able to sit up on it. But now Deville going after Moon and drops her head first. It's right onto that top turnbuckle, and Deville gonna follow it up. Long run up for a big knee. The referee's gonna have to keep an eye out. He's gotta look at this. Ember Moon still stirring. Ref believes that she can still defend herself. Sonya Deville again with the splash, but Moon got the knees up. Halfway through round 2, and Ember Moon, we're seeing her go back to the well for a second time with this bow and arrow. Didn't work out the first time, but it's a cumulative effect. Deville again breaks the grip. Moon forces herself out of the half guard situation, and Moon goes right back onto the attack. Moon lifted into the Frankensteiner. We're approaching 2 minutes left in this second round. I would say Ember Moon has done a great job to come back and recover, and she caught Deville right in the jaw. Referee looking on, and now Ember Moon, she's got Deville falling skies with 2 minutes to go. Ember Moon, Deville's got to try something here. A rope break is not going to do it. Deville has to break the grip. Moon wrenching it back, and Deville did. The U.S. champion broke the grip of the fallen skies, and now Deville sent flying into the cage wall as Ember Moon has taken full-on control with 90 seconds to go in this second round. Deville able to force her, and now Deville got her with the right, and the referee called the knockout. The referee saw the contact made, and the ref called the knockout. And was the glove loaded for that right hand? I mean, you got to question. She hit her with the inside of that glove. It's exactly where the load would be. We've got to look back. We've got to question, but I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Sonya Deville comes back and in the second round defeats Ember Moon and defends the U.S. Championship. I think she'll have a lot more women calling at her door for that title. But for once who's been considered the top female prospect in wrestling. And it seems like she has come out for the U.S. Championship. It never ends for Sonya Deville. Unreal. Has already presented us with some of the most special moments that we've seen in GAW in a long time. Las Vegas Joe and Lacey Evans come to GAW. But has any of that prepared us for what we might see in this main event? I think probably not. Walter and Drew McIntyre throw down in the cage in prime time for the WXW Unified Championship. That title, by the way, has been co-opted by William Regal. He has named Drew McIntyre the King of Europe because McIntyre holds that championship. Walter, for a long time, has been thought to be the true king of European wrestling. And there is certainly no man who fights harder, stronger, hits more viciously than Walter. Drew McIntyre will once again have his hands very full dealing with the ring general. But according to William Regal, Drew McIntyre is more than up to the challenge.
What's that metronome I hear? Perhaps the end is drawing near. You never hear the shot that takes you down. So say goodbye. What is yours now is mine, and I dream of
No William Regal for Drew McIntyre. If you believe what William Regal said earlier tonight, McIntyre never needed his help to beat Walter the last time. Again, that's all a matter of if you believe what Regal says. Here's what I know. Drew McIntyre, in becoming the WXW Unified Champion, has had probably the best year of his GAW career, certainly the best year since we started on YouTube. He was 6-5 back in season 1, 5-6 in season 2, began season 3 by defeating Tristan Archer to win the WXW Unified Championship, and now stands just one win away from becoming the first man in Storm to 10 wins, and just the second person this season. Only Casey Catanzaro has gotten to 10 victories faster than Drew McIntyre if he wins today. 9-2 in season 3. One of those losses is to Walter in a #1 Contenders match. But according to William Regal, Drew McIntyre is more than ready for this cage match. It's main event time in the cage. Prime time. Here we go. Well, here we go. Pinfall or submission only inside the cage. The WXW title is on the line, and Walter immediately wasting no time as he tried to go down with a double axe. McIntyre using the agility when he caught a knee to the gut for his troubles. Now Walter with a butterfly suplex. We're just gonna see two men that weigh in well over 250 pounds just throw each other around for the duration of this match, is part of why this has been one of our most anticipated matchups of Winterfest. McIntyre with a big-time powerbomb. Only a 1 count, barely, as the referee counting from the outside, much like our referee back in the MMA Rules match watching on. A little bit of controversy maybe as that referee called for a knockout victory for Sonya Deville, but that was quickly forgotten after Lacey Evans came out and Florida-Georgia line the very popular country band rang throughout the arena. Somehow we've still got more. Now McIntyre, he's got both legs, and McIntyre into the Boston Crab. I don't think I've ever seen Drew McIntyre do that, and Walter showing off his impressive power. Able to free himself, McIntyre in trouble. Walter drops him on the turnbuckle. Escape is not an option here for these men, not that they would take it if it were. William Regal said earlier that helping McIntyre win, getting the black and gold involved, it was more about intimidating Walter, saying that McIntyre has always had the ability to beat the Austrian, but he wanted to break Walter mentally. Well, I don't know if anyone's ever done that. Walter, I don't know if he's ever done that. Missile drop kick, and now Walter into a dragon sleeper, and he's grounded McIntyre. I can't imagine the pain, but McIntyre spent about 5 seconds before he used his strength to free himself. McIntyre dropped. Walter going for the sit, trying to cave in the chest. McIntyre out of the way. Now McIntyre, unbelievable power, but we've come to expect it. Power bomb. Walter's been doing that to men for almost 2 decades. Now Drew McIntyre going a long way for that elbow drop. Will we see the no true Scotsman? We've said it time and again, the Claymore has not been the be-all and end-all weapon for McIntyre, but the no true Scotsman has. Helped by William Regal, the no true Scotsman is probably the most dangerous submission hold in all of Storm. Now McIntyre sends him across into the corner. Walter using incredible core strength to fight his way out of it. And now Walter again gets McIntyre up. Every time you're in this scenario, you got to worry about the powerbomb coming. McIntyre, great flexibility for a man who's 6'8", and now McIntyre. McIntyre, are you serious? I mean, he's tossing Walter around like a child. This is ridiculous. McIntyre once again. Drew McIntyre, he's trying to turn him around. Boston Crab. McIntyre has him in. Walter can reach for the ropes. It won't help. He's got to try to break the hold. The first time he did it with his core strength, he does it again. I've never seen McIntyre do that. He's now done it twice. But Walter, we've seen him do this plenty of times. Power bomb. Walter sent it flying. Power bomb. No. There's got to be more in the tank. In their first matchup, Walter had hit half a dozen of them. Or in their second matchup, rather, he hit half a dozen of them before McIntyre had the help of the black and gold to get out of that contest. Well, there's number 1. McIntyre with the neck breaker now is just trying to force some air back into his lungs, get himself a little bit of a breather. Went for the cover. He knew wasn't going to get the job done, but now McIntyre boots the gut. McIntyre, future shot. Oh my God! Walter flew over the top. Walter came down to the other side, but McIntyre able to play defense, changes levels. Big shot. Walter up against the ropes, and now McIntyre shot to the back. There's another one. Walter falls to the ground. Wow. Walter, every match, pulls off something incredible. And that turning the future shot. Oh, look at this. McIntyre, it's the no true Scotsman. I was saying it's been a kill shot. McIntyre, he's got him. Drew McIntyre. Walter's got nowhere to go. Oh my God, McIntyre. I think Walter had broken the grip. McIntyre turns him over, hooks the leg. No! the first time, someone has survived the No True Scotsman. Walter goes a long way for the lariat. He's caught McIntyre. Jawbreaker. Business has picked up as Drew McIntyre flies. Elbow drop, nobody home. Walter survives the No True Scotsman. And now Walter just sends McIntyre head first. Caught the cage, caught the ropes. McIntyre just trying to recover. Walter pulls him down. And the Austrian flying high as he becomes the first man to survive the No True Scotsman. Walter using the cage for support. Here he comes. Big splash. Walter hooks the leg. And McIntyre. Oh my goodness. The toughness of Drew McIntyre cannot be matched. But Walter's about to test it. Power bomb. And Walter's got more. Walter, here's the Dragon Sleeper again. And that is hooked in deep. Walter. He is crushing McIntyre's throat. And Drew McIntyre, can he go anywhere? Somehow flips Walter, frees himself, but the Austrian's still not done. More to come. McIntyre out of the corner. McIntyre with the quickness. Now he's got the bag. McIntyre, face buster. Pitch Walter forward. And Drew McIntyre again. Those doubts might start to creep in. The Claymore was a big issue for him in the last 2 seasons. It seemed that he had finally found a solution, but now Walter has just challenged it. And Walter, power bomb, he hangs on. Walter, there's a second. Walter, there's a third. 3 power bombs from the Austrian. Walter, he's gonna win. No! Oh my God. Walter, 5 power bombs later. Drew McIntyre is still up. Missile drop kick, no. McIntyre out of the way. And now Drew McIntyre again brings him down with the neck breaker. McIntyre believes he's found a weakness, but he's tripped up. He's going after the neck. The No True Scotsman might be where McIntyre thinks he's going to end this match, but Walter grounds him with the lariat and then goes again for the throat. But McIntyre answers with a trip. That Dragon Sleeper from Walter, it's clearly affecting McIntyre, but McIntyre's still able to stay in this match. Cardiac hits here. McIntyre flies with the elbow drop. And now McIntyre again, McIntyre for a second time, it's the No True Scotsman, and wasting no time, McIntyre's forced to tap out. McIntyre ruthless as he forces Walter to tap. And Walter again suffers bitter defeat at the final hurdle. And how many times have we seen this for the Austrian? He battled Aleister Black in some of the most brutally spectacular matches we have ever seen back in Season 2, but every time he came up just short. Now he comes up short again against Drew McIntyre. Walter has been at the precipice so many times, and he just hasn't been able to go the distance. Drew McIntyre in prime time wins a truly unbelievable cage match for the WXW Unified title. Drew McIntyre is still the king of Europe. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Night 3 is coming at you in the Winterfest main event. Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano for the World Championship. You cannot miss it. And oh, by the way, here from Team USA's team captain, as we approach the World Cup. We'll see you on Night 3. We appreciate you.